welcome to Toffee TV. We've got an Everton legend in the studio, Derek Mountfield. The last time you were here,
something happened.
So that's why we brought you in, because it's been a bit quiet.
But hope you've got to be a signing today.
It's been a bit quiet, so we're just thinking, Brett Degg's here, and there might be a knock on the door.
That was an odd day, that. We never expected it, but all of a sudden, it was funny, yeah. It was
good to have someone like you here, so we could go over it.
I mean, to be fair, we would have had you in before, but gallivanting around the world.
But, you know, boys, you don't pay enough to keep me here, boys.
That's it. I know. The rest of the world called.
I was going to say, to be fair, you've had a fantastic 6 months.
Well, just look, the weather is now superb. I go away in the winter when it's not that good, you see, to get the weather. I've got to keep this tan top up, so haven't I?
I'm going to say,
That's it.
So yeah, that happened. What have you made of Everton since that happened?
In one word, I think it's chaotic. We made a decision. We got rid of Koeman, and I expected something to happen really quickly, and we didn't. We dillied, we dallied, we messed around. We gave Unji the job, and all credit to Dave, he did a good job, but I don't think he's cut out to be a Premier League manager just yet. And then all of a sudden, we lose at West Ham, and it's all, we've got to get... And someone comes in, and the rest is history. And I've never seen or known a manager to be as disliked by a group of fans as Sam Allardyce was. It was hard to understand why the reaction was to what it gave him, but I can see why it was. He was, he was the one that was chosen to keep us in the league, so they thought high up. We weren't going to get relegated. We had too much in our squad to get relegated, but football was a bit negative. His comments, no one appreciated his comments. It was always, well, we've won, aren't they very good, and we've lost, it's the players' fault. That's sort of the way I took it. But when I listened to the comments after the season finished, and he didn't come out for the lap of honour because he had media commitments, and then listened to him on the telly on the Monday night talking to the legendary Jim White. I'm saying not more about Jim White. Nope. And I'm going to beat Farad on Wednesday and they're going on holidays. I knew, everyone knew. The tone of his voice just said he's gone. He doesn't care. He's got a wheelbarrow full of money. He's not bothered. But we've now come to a massive, I think, what's the word to look for? We've got to do it right now. Yeah. We've made changes from the top all the way through the structure now. We've got rid of Steve Walsh, Sam Allardyce. We've got a new director of football who I know nothing about. A manager who's come in who don't know an awful lot about. And we've got to wait and see now and hope that the structure change from the top filters through and we start doing things properly. We haven't done things right in our club for a few years now. If you look at the record for our managers over the last, say, 20 years since Ken Wright was in charge, we had 2, possibly 3, with Walter Smith, and then we had David Moyes, then he brought in Martinez. In the last 2 years or 3 years since Farad Rashibi's taken control, we've had 3 managers, 4 if you include David Unsworth. So obviously, from having that stability, we were known as a stable club. We're now, here's some balls, let's juggle them, see what comes out. And we've got to go away from that again. We've got to get back to that stability, because when we're a stable club, any club that's stable progresses well. And when you're not stable and there's things juggling around and people are worried, you don't progress as much. And we've just sort of gone backwards quite a bit in the last 2 years for me. So this summer is a massive summer for us. We've made all those changes now come in. I said Marco Silva's been at Watford and Hull. Let's see how he does at us now. It's a big club. The expectation from the fans now has changed again over the summer. I just hope now that we can hit the ground running, be positive. Let's get the fans behind the team, because they weren't behind the team or the club last year. It was quite toxic at times, atmosphere at Goodison Park. Even at the away games, but a couple of away games, it was quite toxic. And I don't want that. I want the fans behind the team, behind the club, because that's what you want your fans to be there. You don't want that negativity in the back of the fans' heads every time they go to a game.
You've obviously you've played at Goodison, and just how much? Because me and Ped have done videos on it. We spoke about what impact we can have as a supporter group. From your perspective as a player, because I remember talking to Aidan Heath, and he was like, Goodison can be hard to play at sometimes. How much does it actually affect the players, or how did it affect the teams that you played in?
Well, when I get in the first team in '83, by the time we got to Christmas '83, I'd only played 12, 13 games in the first team.
Yeah.
We got booed off on Boxing Day, and we got booed off and cushions chucked at me on New Year's Eve. Coming junior, I'm thinking, oh, I used to sing songs on the terraces, now I'm chucking things at me. Yeah, 2 days later we go to Birmingham.
Yeah.
We win 2-0, and we don't lose for 20 odd games. And the atmosphere changes so quickly, because it's hard to take when you're doing your best. You're trying to do the best on the pitch, and it doesn't always work for you. You can have the best preparation and be a bag of rubbish. You can have the worst preparation and be top class. But you're all no. If I get wound up now, I see players not trying. I can guarantee in the mid '80s when we were struggling, we were all still trying our hardest to turn it round. And all of a sudden something goes and it turned around. This could be that little click moment now this summer. This could be that click moment, but Goodison can be very, very hard to play in front of if you're not doing well.
What about when they're behind you?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, people talk about the best game. The best atmosphere was Bayern Munich in the semi-final. I've never known Goodison rock like that for a long, long time. It was magnificent. All the Derby games, all the Man United games, the ground was out full. It was superb. But that Bayern Munich, just Goodison Park rocked that night. It was fantastic. And when the crowd are with you, you come out and you feel on top of the world. You know they're there. But the moment I think the players were coming out and going, I made one bad pass, I'm going to go, and it affects you. It does affect you. If the fans aren't with you, it does affect the players. And we've all been there. Goodison Park can bounce. It's a great place to play football. But over the last couple of years, it's not been a nice place to play football. And I think the players have suffered because of that, because they're worried about what the fans are. Oh, make a bad pass. Oh, here we go again. And it changes so quickly at the moment.
Do you think? Obviously, you're an Evertonian, and watch our other video about Derek's career, but you're obviously a local lad and an Evertonian playing in the team. What do you make of the likes of Tom Davis, who's obviously an Evertonian, a local lad? Some people I think are a bit more critical of him because he's a local lad. Will he feel it? Do you think he'll feel it more because he's a local lad? Or, like, what about you in your experience? Did you feel more of not a responsibility, but did it mean a bit more to you because you were a Blue? Or when you've got that kit on and you go out, you just play the game as a professional? As a
local boy in Evertonian, you're just pleased to put the shirt on, come out to Z Cars and play in Goodison Park. You want to do your best every time. I think with Tom Davis, he came in and he had such a good start to his Everton career. He looked like he's going to progress on, but he's stalled. He's definitely stalled. His career's stalled big style over the last 12 months. Whether that's the manager going, new manager not liking the youngsters, which became pretty obvious at one stage. But what he's got to do, he's got to go away and he's got to readdress what he wants to do. Tom Davis can be the player Tom Davis wants to be. You know, I came into Everton, I was a young kid. Came to Everton 19. I spent a year learning me trade in the reserves. Then I got the opportunity, and when you get that chance, I wasn't giving my shirt away to anybody. I was going to keep it as long as I could, because we only had a small squad. We had 15, 16 tops. Now you got, was it 38 pros last year? You've got to name a 25-man squad. Players are happy to be rested. We didn't want to be rested. We wanted to play because we knew. Everyone knows about the money now, but we had a basic wage and we lived on bonuses. Appearance fees, sponsors fees, win bonuses, goal bonuses, positions in the league. So we lived on our bonuses. Nowadays, is the motivation there to play every week when you're getting a nice little wedge every week, regardless of where you are? And I think that's where some of the younger football players can say, maybe I've got a little bit too much too quickly. And maybe the club should be bringing people and say, right, instead of giving you, Tom, 40 grand a week, we're going to give you 10 grand a week. But that 30 grand we're going to put in a trust fund for you. When you get to 30, it becomes yours. Because what can a player at 18, 19 do with 40 grand a week?
Well,
and that's the difference. I think sometimes we need better financial advice for the youngsters to take that pressure off them, because we all know what they're earning. When I played, no one knew what we were earning. I didn't know what the teammates were earning. If you got more than me, well done. If I got more than you, try a bit harder next time. But I think nowadays, with the advent of the world of football, the media and everybody else, and the source close to the player, the agent, everybody knows what the players are earning. And I think that that can be a bit more pressure on a youngster.
Yeah.
That, God, he's earning 20 grand a week, he's only 18. You know, I didn't earn 20 grand in the first 2 years at Everton.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the difference. It's a different game now.
But there's that pressure as well, isn't there, to be the finished article?
Yeah.
Now, everyone, because like you just said, you're on TV all the time, or you've been perceived to have made it as soon as you get into the first team. No one allows you to have that drop off anymore. There's doesn't, you know.
You said that. You look at. I use myself for example. I use Ian Rush for example. Ian Rush came from Liverpool, from Chester.
Yeah.
I came from Tranmere to Everton. He was something like 300 grand. I was 30 grand. But we spent a year in the reserves learning our new trade at this new high level of football. But nowadays, Lookman's a prime example. He comes after a blinding season from Charlton for 12 million, and we expect him to walk straight in from Charlton's first team into Everton's first team, and it's a different level up there. And I think that's where some of the kids struggle. The big move, and it's hard for them to move from London to Liverpool and then settle in straight away. Maybe we need a more of an arm around their shoulder and a bit more guidance, but we expect everyone who comes for big money to be ready to play first team football, and sometimes they're not. Even European players aren't. We've seen that European football we brought in. You know, they're not. Sometimes they're not quite ready to play first team football in the Premier League from where they come from, but they haven't got that time to go away and learn it and become part of it. We need him in the first team, because you're paying, class an example, 24 million quid, was it? You know, he struggled big star last year. Sandro Ramirez, 5.5 million, struggled. Why are they struggling? Are they homesick? Have they not got the language? Has no one took them under their arm and say, you know, come round to my Petita? You know, sometimes maybe the players need to come together a bit more and help these players who come from big money, who are struggling to find their feet at the club and the level of playing at.
Is that now the task that Marcel Brands and Silva have got, is to create that? Because I think you're right. I mean, I think for those players, it was like just chaos last year. It was because of all these players coming at once. Now a lot of those players have had time to settle, or maybe released by the club. Do you think it's one of the prime things they've got to do is say, lads, we're in this together, going to build a team spirit. You all know where we're going. Some of you will be with us, some of you won't, but we'll be in it together, because I think that's what's been missing the last year or so.
If you look at England at the moment, what Gareth Southgate's doing is, I think, is fantastic. He's developing a culture of don't care who you play for. We're in this together. We're one big team, and you can see it in the training. You see it after the game. You can see something in that camp that Southgate has developed over the last 6 to 8 months. And I think that's what Everton need to do. You need to develop that togetherness. I think when we played, we used to go out drinking together. We'd sit with the coach going from games drinking together. Nowadays, is that culture there? Do they go out for drinks together, or do they get in the car and go back to the house and sit in the house? And that's the difference. Football has changed that much. We were out, lads were out in the pub till all hours on a Saturday night. But mobile phones are killing it. You know, people have a camera and go, click, look what I've seen. Oh, look, a video. And I think that there's a fear culture in the players now, being caught doing what they shouldn't be doing. People still get caught. They're going to get caught. We're human beings. They need that little bit of downtime. But they can't have it now, because people are looking for a story. All the papers are a little bit, have you seen someone ring this number? So they're always fearful of what they're doing. I think they're advised not to go and do this, but I don't think the team spirit is there like it was when we played. You know, the same at Aston Villa, same at Wolves. The spirit was brilliant. We were all in that little group together, and I was quiet when I was at Everton, but other players were more lively. Same at Wolves. But you come together as a team and you do things together. You go away on tour together, you have a laugh and a joke. I just wonder whether the players have that same camaraderie that we used to have in the 80s, which was, I look at Liverpool from 70, 74 onwards for about 16 years. They had that spirit, was superb together. I look at that team we played against, I look at the team in the late 70s. Their team spirit was fantastic, and we had that same spirit at Everton for 4 years. You know, and that's what I don't see in the clubs, any club at the moment. I don't see that same spirit at the moment. But Southgate, with England now, because we've got players from all over the country, all over different clubs, he's trying to get that spirit. I think he's doing a great job. And that's just Marcel Brands, Marco Silva, whoever comes with Silva and his backroom staff. Can they develop that spirit? Can they do something a bit different? What do you do to get to it? Come on, boys, we're going to go away for 3 weeks, but we're going to have 2 nights on the piss together. Fucking get smashed if you want. Tell a few stories, have a laugh and a joke, have a fight, have an argument, get out of the system. You know, it might be what they need. Because people are so frightened now of making mistakes. They make too many mistakes because they're too nervous. But maybe they just need to get away, have a few beers, and get it all out. get the home truths out and say, you're crap. You're not doing it. You're doing it. That might be what they need. But I think players are too scared now. They're too frightened, I think, to do and say things in case they upset people. Sod it. Peter Reid didn't give a monkey upsetting people, neither did Neville South or Andy Gray, Kevin Ratcliffe. You know, we upset people, and we got the best out of people by upsetting them sometimes.
Yeah. Definitely, yes.
No, the boys are quiet.
No, I think if you look at, like, most definitely with Koeman, I don't think there was any. I don't think there was any culture there.
I don't think the turnover helps though. The amount of new players that Everton have had in the last 2 years.
You've got to foster that teams. But that's the one thing, and I said this to you last week, I think, or the week before. David Moyes was brilliant at that. Whether people like Moyes or not, that team was together. You had the likes of Cahill, Dunk for a bit. Timmy was always there, wasn't he? Even Tim Howard. Tim Howard was in on it, you've got Hib, Osman, they I'm not saying the fabulous footballers, but they knew, and everyone was together, so Everton got results that they probably shouldn't have got.
I can say the same when I went to Villa in 88.
Yeah.
In the second season there, 89-90, Graham Taylor developed such a good team spirit. We nearly won the league. Yeah. And people got this thing about Graham Taylor being he wasn't boring, he was the life and soul of the party. He'd take us away on weekends away left, right and centre. He must have done 15 weekend breaks after football, come back on the Tuesday. We do 4 or 5 a year. Right, after the game at Southampton, boys, bring your bag, we're going somewhere else for 4 days. See you, love, ta-da. And he'd take us away. And we'd do stupid games in and around the hotel. His favourite was giving a playing card. Everyone got a playing card, it was always marked, you knew it was yours. We didn't know he'd marked them. Yeah. And I woke up and I'm like, you've got to show me your card. So imagine 12 boys in the sauna or the jacuzzi. Out comes a card, he goes, but he fostered that spirit by doing that. Yeah. We used to go to Pontins. They used to sponsor the Central League. We'd play carpet bowls. But we had a laugh doing it. And that was the thing, we were together, but we were doing stupid things that people wouldn't do now. And that's the difference. I don't think the players now would ever think, carpet bowls? Oh, too low for me, I'm not doing that. But that's what it was about developing that, and you have to do daft things to get that team spirit. You can't just go, come on boys, we'll go for a meal, we'll go to San Carlo for a meal, and you go, okay, see you boys. No, we did stupid things. I mean, silly things, like drinking in Carib in the middle of the Caribbean when we found Dwight York in '89. Getting one lad so drunk he couldn't even get back to the hotel because he was spiking his drinks, and that fosters that. That fosters all the spirit you're doing. I look back at the trips with Everton. Some of the things, singing songs in bars pre-season in Deportivo. All together singing songs. I don't see it now because the players don't want to do that because they're frightened of getting caught and being put in a difficult position. We didn't give a monkeys, but the difference is it's now 24/7 media. I'm looking at yourself, boys. You've got your own show now, but it's 20 national media. It's radio, it's TV, and now bent to mobile phones and cameras on them. You could be photographed from 20 feet, 30 feet, 200 yards away, in a compromise doing something daft, and you're stuck there. But I just hope now that over the summer now, Marcel Brands, Marco Silva, and the crew can foster a spirit that sees us move on. It might take 6 months to do it, but in the current climate, the managers get more than 6 months. That's the problem. We expect instant success, and that's not just, it's every club in the country now, and we've got to have a manager now for the next 5 or 6 or 7 years because we've got a long-term plan with the stadium. We need stability with the stadium. We need stability. We need to get it right from the top to the bottom and keep it going now for 5 or 6 or 7 years. And if it means staying with Marco Silva, like we do with David Moyes for 11 years, we need to do it.
So it's just patience from everyone, really, isn't it, required?
I think it is. It's going to take time, though, Pep, because what happened last year really, really has turned a lot of fans, not against the club, but they're not fully with the club. We'll still sell the season tickets. We'll have 20-odd 30,000 season tickets, but they'll all go first game of the season going, here we go again. And we've got to get right on that field of play now to get the fans back on our side. Because the fans, you can only say that I reckon 80% of the fans were against the club last season. Especially some of the chants I heard when I went the last game of the season, the Southampton game, was it? When we were.
Was that against would you say that was against the club or just against Allardyce though?
I think Allardyce is part of the club.
It's not now.
It's not now. I think there's a lot of people negative towards the towards the whole setup. You go on a Saturday or midweek and you see the team and you go, And once you're with the team an hour before, fans go, it's going to be the same again. Let's go and sit down then. Yeah. And they go, and people start slagging players off before the game's even kicked off.
Yeah.
And that's been the atmosphere Goodison now for about 3 or 4 years for me. It's been that negative. Get rid of that negativity. Chuck it away now, lads. For next season, go to Goodison Park and sing. Get behind your team, and that will help the lads. It will help the lads. I tell you, no end up. It'll help the lads if they just get behind them instead of that negative mentality walking into the ground. If you're honest, it's been there for 2-3 years now for me. The negative feeling about going to watch Everton play.
Oh, it's definitely maybe longer.
Yeah, it needs to change.
Well, that's it. It needs to
change. The fans need something to grab hold of now, and we thought we got it when Koeman first came, and then we brought and we failed, and Sam was never going to get. But we've now got a fresh chance and a fresh start. So first home game of the season, we've got to go there and we've got to get behind the team from the minute you walk in that ground and not have any negative vibes, because it might take 6 months, but if you're behind the team will pick up far quicker.
It'll be alright, you'll get a free ticket because it's at Wolves.
It is, isn't it? That's the first home. Oh wait, I didn't say the first home game, didn't I? Well, yeah, you never know. I might go to Molyneux. I might go down. I might.
Be a tough game, won't it? For that.
It won't be easy. I did a piece a while ago when it came out. I said it won't be easy, but what about Wolves? They've got some good players, but we're Everton.
Yeah.
We're Everton. We're not Wolves. We've got to go to Wolves and say we're the Premier League team here. You're the new boys. We've got to show you what we can do. Wolves have got. I watched them twice last season. The manager is excellent. He's got a really organised team, a disciplined side. Everyone knows your jobs. Neves looks fantastic going forward. He'll cause issues, but will he stay there? Anyone has a good season, price tag goes up, make an offer. But we're Everton. We've got to go to Molyneux first game of the season saying, set your standard. This is what we're going to do. We're going to show you how good Everton are now.
What about the current crop of defenders? Funes Mori's just gone.
Yep.
Jags is I don't want to say he's in his last year because he's been in his last year about 4 years, but
he's been our most consistent defender.
Yeah. What about Keane? Because obviously he's missed out on the World Cup. He started the season as the up and coming promising player, and to be honest, he had a very disappointing season. Let's be honest. I mean, what does he have to do now this season to really get himself back to where he was?
He's got to think his price tag's only 3 million, not 30 million. I think the price tag weighs heavy on players nowadays. I really do think. Did he get enough guidance from the people around him, from the manager, from the staff? We know what he can do. He looks like he's a defender, but at times it looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. People say, well, you were the same. Yeah, I might have been the same at times. But I had a team around me that helped each other, and the team around him are not helping anybody. And you think about it, 1 minute it'd be him and Jags, then it'll be him and Williams, then it'd be him, Williams and Jags, then you might have Funes Mori there, and you might have Coco Martinez, then he might have. He never once got a settled back line. And I say all the time, my strength when I came into the first team Everton was we had a settled team. We never changed the back four. The back four stayed solid, so you got to know each other, and then you build from there. Allardyce's first 7 games, he never changed the back four once. No. And we won 5 or something. Once you start tinkering, what happens? We start conceding goals. And I always say the back line is where you start from. You work on your strength, you keep your back line. If you stop conceding goals, you never lose a game. You don't ever draw the game. But when you're conceding goals constantly, you're constantly chopping and changing your back four, back 4, back 5, whatever it is. I think it hasn't helped Michael Keane at all. I think he can defend. He's a good player. But it was the price tag too heavy for him? Was the chopping and changing the team? Was the constant negative criticism of him? Did it get to him? Did someone? I love someone. I'd go, come here, let's have a chat. Come, take it away and say, what's your issues? What's your thoughts? Are you? Yeah, I'm doing this. Right. Find out what is going on. Does anyone talk to him? Does anyone actually talk to these players nowadays? I was talking to somebody about what was Mick Eaton like. I had Mick Eaton at Everton and Dennis Booth at Villa. They were the 2 jolly men, we called them. How would it go? Mick Eaton would go, go on lad, let's have a laugh and a joke. And he'd take away and pick you up again. You need someone to pick you off the floor. I've ever had someone to pick you off the floor and have a laugh with you. Dennis Booth was superb. Graham Taylor would come down so heavy on certain people. Half an hour later, Dennis Booth got him and taken away for a walk around the corner. Find out what's up with them. What can we do to help you? What do you need? And I think sometimes when the current crop of players with the money that's going in the game, and the transfer fees, the wages, the expectation levels, I think sometimes there's too much weight on the shoulders. And I think Michael Keane's suffering because of that. I think he had too much too quickly last season. We expect him to be in the World Cup and do this, and he struggled. But I don't think Ashley Williams helped him.
No.
I don't think playing alongside Jags and Williams at the same time. I think once he got alongside Jags, he looked a bit more. He looked a bit more solid.
Yeah.
I just don't think that I don't think Williams will ever be a leader. I thought he was when he came, but I don't think he is a leader. And I think he hasn't helped that Michael Keane. Leighton Baines getting injured and helped him because Cuco Martinez playing there. And then you've got John Joe Kenny that side, and then we're going to change it. And I just think we chop and change the team too much nowadays, and it doesn't help a player like Michael Keane, who maybe needs that stability, being the same back four week after week. You look at England now; they're not going to change their back three. They're going to stay like that for the rest of the tournament, I feel. And they're working on it. It's a work in progress for England, but you can see the confidence coming out certain players all the time. Harry Maguire, what we need is a left-footed centre back now. We haven't got one.
But Maguire, funny enough, Maguire. I mean, we spoke about this last season when it was. I would have gone for Keane and Maguire. I thought it was a no-brainer at the time. But Maguire didn't look a better player than Keane. But yet he's playing first choice on the wrong side. I know he played left side for Leicester, but he's not left-footed. And yet he's playing, and Keane is nowhere near that squad, and that just shows you.
Where's Maguire playing?
Well, that's it. Left side of our back three, isn't
At
he?
Leicester.
So, yeah.
But who's he play alongside all the time?
No idea.
Where's Morgan?
Same back four all the time, doesn't change it. He's developed and playing there, and he's come on. Michael Keane plays left side, then he plays right, then plays centre, then he's got. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think we've helped Michael Keane at all.
No.
As a club where we play, we haven't helped him at all last season. We haven't helped Klassen.
Yeah.
No.
We haven't helped Keane. We haven't helped Sandro. We need someone who can look after the players. I know we've got psychologists in, but are they asking the right questions? Are they looking after them properly? I just think the players that there's too much on too much weight on the shoulder. They need someone even if it's a former player who's been there and seen it. Come on, what's up with you, lad? Yeah, well, I had that in me. I did this. Right, let's go and do something now. But I just think that the weight of expectation now weighs heavy on players. But Michael Keane needs a solid same back four week after week, and I think we'll see the best of Michael Keane in years to come.
What about Mason Holgate then? Because obviously he's got a big year, I think, coming up for him, because he strikes me as a leader. He strikes me as someone who is up for it. We've seen that in the derby at Anfield.
He's not afraid to stick his elbow in and be strong.
Well, he's not afraid to get involved, and but I think this is a big season for him, because I think, I'm not saying it's a make or break, I just think that it could be potential that another centre back comes in and takes that place for 5-6 years or whatever. You've got Keane in there who could have a long term future. For me, he's got to make a claim this season. Do you think he's got it in him to do that?
Again, I'm not sure. I don't know yet. He looks great, and then he'll throw a couple of wobblers in. But that's just a youngster playing football. And I did the same. I wasn't great every week, and now there was Rats or Gary Stevens. You're going to have poor games, but I think it depends on A, what formation Silva's going to play, and B, who he brings in to play alongside whoever comes, whether it's Keane and another, or Holgate, Keane and. I know we're looking to sign a new centre half, another one, but I think it depends who comes in. But Holgate can, if he wants to, push on and progress, because he played a lot of games at right back as well when he first came in the first team. He can play right, he can play left. I think he's got potential, but you've got to, I think with all the youngsters, you've got to cut out those, I call them basic mistakes, the silly errors they make when they get a little bit too confident, a little bit too cocky, and they make daft mistakes. But I think he's got a chance. But I said it just depends on this summer's transfer activity, who we get in and who we get rid of. Rumours today, there's loads of people rumoured again to go today, including Schneiderlin. It's a big summer for us. It's a big summer for Holgate, for Keane, for Davis, for Shamey. It's a big summer for them now, because this is. I think this could be the start of something for Everton if we get it right from the top right through to the bottom. But Michael Keane, Mason Holgate, why can't they be the two who stamp the mark and say we want that centre half spot for the season, and show the gaffer in pre-season what they can do? It's up to the boys. We could debate it all day. Yeah. And I do think they need an arm around there, but it's up to the lads how they do it now. They've got to say, right, we're going to show the gaffer how good we are, and we're not going to pass this opportunity up. But if the boys can do it, they've got the mental strength to do that. you might see a different Kieran Holgate this summer.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so.
I'm not playing.
Save us a few pounds. Big thanks for Degs for coming in. Make sure to check out the video of his story. His life, his story, and how he gets these amazing tans. Like Jags.
Yes, Jags.
Yeah. Come in like Jags on first day of pre-season. In playing golf in Abu Dhabi, isn't it, at the moment with Andy Gray?
Is he? Jags?
That's where you should be. There you go. Make sure to check that out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.